Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. Also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull and Robinhood. You can use the one for Webull to start an account and get 2 free stocks. You could use the one for Robinhood to start an account and get 1 free stock. I also wanted to let you know we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. Okay? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss any videos. Okay, so let's get into the stock we are taking a look at today. Today we're looking at Johnson & Johnson, and we're going to look at this one just in time because they just released their vaccine. It's going to be starting to come out this week. It's the one-shot vaccine. Pfizer and Moderna have had theirs out. Pfizer's is a one-shot vaccination. You don't have to get 2 shots. It's just a single dose. And that is very good news for people that are getting the vaccine and have been waiting. So they're going to start shipping it across the country, and hopefully everyone will be vaccinated by the spring and the summer. So let's get into the stock. Today it is trading at $160.13. It's up $1.67 on the day so far, which is a little over 1%. Today is Monday, March 1st, 2021, and we're going to be starting at the bottom of the chart on the daily chart. Let me grab my line, and I'm going to be finding a base at the bottom, and it looks like I can find a base here at around, let's say 120 here, just to start off mapping our support and resistance out. We're going to start off at 120. I am going back to about April of 2017, and we're going to be starting there just to as a reference point, and we're going to be moving up from there. Okay, so I moved my chart over a little bit and zoomed in, and right now I'm at June of 2018 where my starting point is. So I'm going to move up from there. I got a little bit out of the way, a little bit of my stuff out of the way in the background on my chart. So I need to start off at the bottom and find my first resistance point here. And it looks like I'm going to find that at $135. And I'm just going to be looking across my chart because this is kind of a hard chart to map out. As you can see if you zoom out here, you could see, it's kind of a crazy chart here. It's not really an easy one to map out. So you could see 1, 2, and then you have 3, and then you're going to have a point where it becomes support right here. So that's where I got that as my next area of resistance. And as you can see, our 135 later became support for our 145 new resistance point. And our next area we are going to take a look at, I'm going to be zooming in here, and I'm going to move my chart over. We're going to be taking a look at kind of a more present day. It's going to be the beginning of 2020, and we're going to be looking at the 155 area, and it looks like I can mark that off as our next area of resistance, and I'll just mark that off, and you could see the price kind of jumped up here. This is when COVID happened. It dropped back down all the way back down to our 120 support, and it made almost a straight line back up to our 155, and it kind of traded sideways the whole year almost, in this area of 155 and 145. Isn't that crazy? From April until January almost, it was between 145 and 155. You had a couple, instances where it dropped out of that range, but pretty much almost that whole time it was in between those two trading areas. That's crazy how that worked. And then it finally broke through pretty much, this was almost New Year's Eve, the end of December. And it started trading out of that range finally, and it moved on to hit this new high at 173.65. So we're going to mark 170 as our top resistance, as our high of our chart. So the next thing I wanted to take a look at is usually when it breaks through a resistance point like this, that becomes our support. But in this case, it looks like it broke through this resistance and it hit another resistance, a very small one at 160. As you can see, it hit right here and it dropped down. And then it broke through real quick. So that was a very small resistance, but that's very important because you would think 155 became our support after it broke through the 155 and traded all the way up to the 170. But it's not. Our support is actually going to be right here at 160. As you can see, it hit that little bit of resistance at 160, and now it hit that high, came down, bounced off of this 160, traded back up, and now it came back down, and it's hitting 160 right now. As you can see, it's trading at 160.04. So this is an excellent time to buy this stock, because it's trading exactly at our support. So if this support holds up, which I think it is, this is a perfect time to be buying this stock. It is up $1 on the day. So, you'd have to watch that. If it does fall below this support, the next drop down would be 155. So that would be something to watch. But I think this 160 is going to be the support. I think that was resistance that it hit, and it's going to hold this support because it already hit it once and it bounced off of it, and now it's hitting it again. And I think it's going to hold that. Okay, for my price prediction for this one, they expect to deliver 100 million single-dose vaccines to the U.S. in the first half of 2021. And they're expecting 20 million by the end of March. That's this month. So, that's very, very good news on the vaccine front. A lot of people have been waiting for this. They already got the older people vaccinated and the healthcare workers. And now just the regular population needs to be vaccinated. And we could finally probably move on from this vaccine. Hopefully everyone can be vaccinated that wants to be vaccinated by spring or summertime. And that should start the reopening of our country. And we could just put this this pandemic behind us and just start moving on with our lives. So this is very good news, and this vaccine and this company is going to help with that. And another thing about this vaccine is it doesn't have to be stored at super cold temperatures like the other ones. And that was a big problem in the beginning when they were shipping the Pfizer vaccine, is they were losing a lot of vaccines because it had to be stored at super cold temperatures. And when they were shipping them across the country, they were losing a lot of vaccines because they just couldn't do that. They just couldn't ship them in those super cold storage containers and make it across country without losing a lot of vaccines. So this one can last a lot longer, and it doesn't have to be stored at super cold temperatures. It is a little bit less effective on the percentage. It is only 85% effective compared to 93 and 94% effective on the other two vaccines, but that's still very good when you're talking about vaccines. So I'm going to give this one a $180 price target. I think it should break through that $170 range and trade probably between $175 and $180 to finish out the year. So if you guys like the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.